The chapstick in my back pocket tried to go up the wrong hole.
Pause.
Pause. You're
Pause.
not recording this, right?
Yeah, I sure am. Show the hell is.
You are now listening to the Agents of FlashPoint podcast, where we talk about all the things that we loved and hated throughout the various DC and Marvel TV shows this week. So crack your beer, light your pipes, let's get it started.
Welcome back again, Planet Earth. This is the Agents of FlashPoint podcast, episode 14, kind of. We had a 14, but it died in a freak gasoline fight accident, so maybe this will be 14. I'm not really sure. As always, I'm your host, Brother Tig. With me, as always, my host, Brother Indy. Say what up.
It's Brother Savage Goku today.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Bro, that was savage. That was so savage. In the face.
Really savage.
In the face. So what's been going on, man? How you been?
Man, I've been good. What I've been reading on social media, the people been missing us.
Yeah, man. We've been gone entirely too long. But if anyone has been interested, and I know they have based on views and sharing and stuff, you've actually been pretty busy helping out A+ Opinions right now too. Love their content as it is, but you got some stuff going on with them right now.
They needed the pretty boy to come make things pretty.
Here we go. I don't know how Adam's gonna feel about that.
Everything's a little better when you sprinkle a little young on it.
Oh shit. Pause. Sounds gross.
No, but yeah, I've been doing the Dragon Ball Super and the Gifted reviews for A+ Opinions. It's my first foray.
Sure.
Google it.
Google it.
into so it's been cool, pretty good, real good response so far on it, and it's fun to do. So
yeah, and if anyone hasn't checked those out, you definitely need to, because it's been some real good stuff. I actually, between that, your videos for Super and the videos for Gifted, I really haven't had to watch any of them because I've been so behind on watching my shows anyways that I'm like, I'll just, you know what, I'll just catch the video update and get what I need to from there. So it's been working out, man. Doing a hell of a job.
Yeah, I think it works out because we go in such detail on the podcast that I'm trying, so they're not 15 minutes long a piece, but it helps me to, the way we review stuff, I'm able to give detail for those who just want to watch, like the video reviews. Right. So it's really cool. It's a different type of style than what I normally see on there, but I still don't break it down as Adam does with his Power Ranger and ArrowVerse reviews. So
right. Good deal. Well, we got a lot to talk about, but I think we're gonna keep it a little more condensed and just kind of break it down into moments that we found actually okay and moments that we found lacking. And I mean, we kind of go ahead.
Insert fart sound here.
Insert womp. Yeah, because man, it has been a really rough season to watch, man. We've kind of talked about this, but it's been real bad. The only light at the tunnel and the end of the tunnel with at least Arrow has been these past couple episodes that are mainly Deathstroke. And Flash has had a really Flash has had a lot of characters that are doing well, but I feel like the storylines are crap. I haven't watched any Supergirl, you know that.
Supergirl's amazing, but I feel like Flash Legends like flip-flopped roles.
Yeah, they really did.
Flash is going way too comedic. Like, I don't know on purpose because of how it's not really a spoiler, but how Justice League Flash is. to make them kind of relatable. But our Flash is older anyway, and I don't like this. I don't like funny. I'm not worried about any. He's stupid.
Yeah, and that honestly, the major character trait there that they've lost from previous seasons, or not even really previous seasons, because I think even season 1, yeah, he was a little preoccupied. Well, not a little, but he was preoccupied with getting his dad out of jail, and definitely finding the speedster that killed his mother. So he had a little bit of the dark side stuff going there, but the end of last season and all of last season, the whole Flashpoint thing, he was super serious. And I know they were trying to get away from that. They even mentioned it there in the first episode where he's just happy to be back. He's let go of everything, losing his mother and his father. He's able to move on, which is great because I felt like they were hanging on that a lot at the end of last season. But I think they did the complete opposite, too far in the other direction. And they're making more jokes than something like Legends have, which anyone who listens to this knows I'm not a fan of Legends of Tomorrow. This season of Legends has been pretty good, man. I've been really enjoying it, and I don't know if I'm just not impressed with the other ones or whether or not Legends is really taking it up a notch.
No, Legends has always been just, it takes you a real long time to adjust to stuff. It only took you 3 seasons. So I give it to you.
That's not true. I was on board with the other ones right at the beginning. I just thought Legends was stupid.
No, Legends is doing Legends. Now before we get deep into Legends, let's take this back a minute. Okay. Because the main problem I have with Flash, and this is first 2 episodes of every season of the Flash we had so far, is that it moves way too quick. They get to trouble, they're out of trouble, and he's back and just, you know what I'm saying, back in the world like nothing ever happened. It was like no in that entire storyline. It's just, oh, Flash is back. Same premiere episode. It's not cool. It's kind of like when he came back the last time when he got out the Speed Force, how quick he came back. It makes no sense to me that they don't. It's almost like I feel like they would do what they're doing with Diggle to the side, like they could have gave us Wally for longer, and let get his wheels back, his training wheels back on. But they missed a lot of plot devices. I feel like this season so far, stuff they could have built on past, like, we're done with this type deal. Even with the Killer Frost thing, like I would have liked the development of more of seeing actually what she did while she was running with this little mini crime organization. Like her actually having to deal with flipping back and forth between Killer to normal and everything like that. I mean, they ran through that entire thing in a 1-hour episode.
Yeah, they did kind of condense a lot of that. And I don't know necessarily that they condensed too much of her, what she was doing and the fact that she really could still be both at the same time. I think they rushed to the realization that she was the one who could really control whether or not she was going to be Caitlyn or Killer Frost, or even if she became Killer Frost, that she could still do good things. Maybe that was rushed. But I still rather enjoyed some of her story there, except for that stupid episode where they're doing the bachelorette party, because that was terrible. I really, really hated that episode.
Well, the only good thing about that episode was them at the table at the bachelorette party for that 5 minutes.
Yeah, that was pretty good. And the
only good thing, Felicity was on point.
Felicity's comedy was on point. Everything, the faces and her timing when she thought at first dude was the stripper, and she's like, oh, "You ordered a stripper? Oh man, you ordered a stripper? Okay, you're talking too much. Can you just take the clothes off?" That was all really good. Her comedic time has been on. I just don't think we needed that at that moment. But to each their own. I know Felicity can do no wrong for you.
Felicity can do no wrong, and she's been really good as far on her show as well on Arrow. Felicity done stepped it up.
And maybe
they finally found a role.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm thinking maybe they were listening to us again, because
maybe so.
Even everything we were talking about Cisco, just make these little cameos between shows. It can't be that hard. So far this season, I've noticed that they're doing a lot more cameos between the shows properly. You had Felicity in here for an episode, and I'm sure that didn't take away from too much of her responsibilities on Arrow. They had the part in Legends where you got to talk to Mr. Terrific, and it was perfect. It was perfect because, I mean, really think about it. If Jax and Palmer needed to do something like that, they would call someone from Team Arrow because that's who they are. They're the real tech nerds, and they know how to get things done. And for them to call Mr. Terrific to find out who the watch belonged to based on fingerprints, that makes sense. And I love that they've been doing that a little more.
Yeah, that makes total sense. And, I just wish, I don't know, maybe I wish more from Legends there. I feel like I would like, comes to that, I hope we get this in the crossover, is I want to see more Oliver Sarah interaction, because that Sarah's character the most, not the love, you know what I'm saying, like the dating thing, but just the interaction between those two team together. And I want to see now with her leading a team, him leading the team, how that interaction goes. I don't want them to separate on their own things. I want to see how they work together with them. I want to see she tries to take control.
Yeah.
Like Oliver's trying to send out, like, tell the team we need to do this, and she's like, no, we're gonna do this. I want to see a lot of those dynamics. But Mr. Terrific has been on point. Cisco, all the little side characters have been on point.
Yeah.
Amazing this season.
Yep.
The episode with Gypsy.
You know what? That was
probably.
It was such a throwaway filler episode for me, but it gave us a Cisco episode, kind of, a lot more Cisco, which I'm on board for, because he's the only consistent thing in all of these seasons that I've actually enjoyed.
That was my favorite Flash this season so far.
Yeah.
Be totally honest with you. That to me, that was the best written, best done episode. Barely any Barry in it.
And I actually really had high hopes after the first episode this season. Now, granted, they rushed it. You shouldn't have seen Barry yet, I don't think. But they did rush all that. But it showed a lot of cool ass things in that first episode of The Flash this season, where you kind of got to see that Wally's been holding it down. That even though Team Flash is without their Barry, that they've actually been doing a decent job until the samurai showed up and kind of forced them to have to do more. But it was good. I thought it was good. And even when Barry came back, and damn, Grant Gustin, man, I know I've been kind of dogging the season so far, Flash, but Grant Gustin is fucking on it this year too, because that whole first episode when he was playing crazy, that was great. I absolutely loved his performance in that first episode. And then even the visuals that first episode when he was chasing down to try to save Iris there at the end, it was great. It was great. It was really good. But it's just, I think they're trying to slow burn way too much so they can make it a whole season of just a thinker. And I hope they pick up soon.
That's another thing I have to give it. We're starting to realize how bad the Flash's Rose Gallery was, because we're not even getting B-list villains. We're getting D-list villains this season.
Right.
We got Elastic Man or Plastic Man, whatever we want to call him,
right?
Because he has who actually is a good character to me at times, but he's so over the top.
Yeah,
so over the top. It's annoying.
He's over the top, and what's getting even more annoying is all these extra scenes that they're filming for the episode that is just terrible product placement for the Microsoft Surface. Like those extended scenes. Have you seen this nonsense?
This last one with the balloon animal, I like that one because it tied directly into the episode with him making the balloon animals for the girl. Like, I understood that. The one before that one, I'm like, I can't. I can do them if they're gonna tie into the episode. I can't do it if it's just gonna be stupid.
Yes, the balloon animal tied in, but that was some of the worst graphics for the balloon animal on his hand that I have ever seen in the show. I mean, they gave me.
Yeah, I was like, how did he blow it up?
Yeah. You know what? No, I didn't even think about that.
How did he blow it up? How did he get the air in it? That made no sense to me. I was like, they've done so many things well. I'm gonna let this slide. And he's a character who is probably gonna die or not being around for a long time anyway, so I don't care.
Let's hope so.
You know, so let him go play with Kara. Send him to friggin' the other Earth and let him be over there with Superman where he's supposed to be.
That's pretty funny.
Get him away from Flash, please.
Ooh, you think they're gonna do that?
Let Kara deal with him.
You think they're gonna have him go back to whatever the fucking Earth that Kara's on?
I hope so.
Ugh.
I hope so.
Ugh.
And I'll be totally honest with you, the only thing around here we're going to, guys, is we got a lot to cover, but it's just bear with us. The thing that's been going with Supergirl for me, problem about having with Supergirl is them dwarfing her powers to match the stuff she's going up against.
Okay, so
you know what I'm saying, to make it seem like it's some type of competition.
Since I haven't watched it, give me an example.
Like, okay, any been in this season, her freeze breath and her laser eyes should have got her out of.
Okay.
Like it should have been no issue at all. Sometimes when we talk about like Barry should have been able to, like, how did the guy shoot Barry?
Exactly.
Like, how did he not outrun that? You know, like, how did he not outrun that bullet? It's been a same type of thing with Supergirl, and the only other thing that I really have a problem with is that they're not using Martian Manhunter, and I think it has to do with a budget because of how they have to, you know what I'm saying, flip him back and forth and use his powers. Like, they can't do it all, right. And they lost one of my favorite characters, sister. Her girlfriend is no longer on the show.
Oh, the lesbian girlfriend?
Yeah. They did a whole arc of her coming out just for her girlfriend to lead the show.
Oh, so I mean, they could even like kill her off or something. Like, I think that would have been more meaningful than just leaving the show.
They just broke them up.
How did she go?
They were getting ready. They were getting ready to get married, and they did the whole one wanted kids, one didn't want to have kids thing.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, and I was like, for that whole half a season of build up.
Yeah, that's pretty terrible.
Or maybe they just didn't want to have two weddings on two shows.
That's stupid too. Well, you're making
me.
But
Supergirl. No, Supergirl's been pretty solid in that. They're building up a great villain. Okay. And no, they're literally like, we're probably gonna have the best villain on all the shows being built up on Supergirl. Okay. She's getting built into Supergirl now instead of them trying to make a female version of Superman. You see what I'm saying? Like, when it first came out, Superman for TV, but it was Supergirl. Yeah, so they're actually now getting into her being Supergirl.
That's because CBS didn't know what to do with her, with the character. They were just, they couldn't pay for Superman. So they're like, we got Supergirl, that'll work. And we can just do the same stuff. I got you, though.
And they had a really dope, I think this was last week. They had a really dope, like, Smallville episode where they went back at time to when they were kids.
Okay.
And they went to like the same high school and saw the Wall of Weird. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, all stuff like where they really Smallville, which I thought was just amazing.
Yeah.
So it's giving us more of what we want.
Well, I'm sure I'll end up watching it, obviously, for the crossover. Whatever episode of Supergirl takes place on that, and depending on how it goes, maybe I'll keep up with it. But you know what? You said it, though. If I don't see some Martian Manhunter in this crossover, and it's something that they're having issues, like a villain that they're having issues beating, and Martian Manhunter isn't there to just take the shit over, I'm gonna be pretty upset.
Yeah, I could definitely understand that because, well, the one thing about Martian Manhunter, I think that they have an issue with it using him is he's OP. He's like what maybe the third or fourth strongest person in the Justice League,
Yeah.
to the point where all this stuff that Kara is going, he should be able to defeat just like with a mind blast. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that's why they're not using him like that. Like he's
Probably.
there. They're using him more in a mental than him being a hero itself. But they even got away from Jimmy Olsen running around being a vigilante. Like I don't think I've seen him in this nothing but once this entire season.
Well, that's good because the episodes I was watching last season when he did that, I thought were pretty kind of dumb. Like that one where they were doing the alien roundup and they were they got that white from the bar, the one that old boy was in love with, and Jimmy Olsen.
The one that's supposed to be McGann, Miss Martian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one and Jimmy showed up and he thought he was gonna do something and it ended terribly. I was like, all right, that's it. This is not the universe for him. No, this is not right now. They had the whole alien population built up way too high where he there's no stakes in him being he's too underpowered to be useful. It's like
I think they got him more.
What's his face? It's like a Hawkeye in Infinity War. If he has any major part in that movie, I'm calling shenanigans.
Well, I think he's gonna come back as his other alter ego with him. From the costume leaks and stuff I'm seeing, he's gonna be a mainstay of it. But I think he's not. I don't think he's coming back as his alter ego.
Okay.
So that's what I think. And I think that if they do that, that's smart. But we'll talk about all the stuff when Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. comes back on.
Yeah, for sure.
Which I really feel like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I feel like this entire season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that is on is going to have something huge to do in Infinity War.
I hope so. And I hope it's not on the back burner like they did season 2. Or no, it was season 1 or 2. I think it was season 1. Where they, Dark World movie came out, and then all of a sudden they're just cleaning up a library because they burned through there and tore shit up. I kind of hope they do it more along the lines that everything that happened in Civil War pushed right, or not Civil War, into Winter Soldier and all that, pushed right into everything that happened with the fall of S.H.I.E.L.D. and everything. And then everything that
Agents of Hydra and all that.
Yeah, which was great. And then everything that happened with Civil War started pushing into the show too. Like actual storylines that worked. I mean, it really worked for me at least. I know I've heard people, including Brother Mano, who hated last season of Agents, and I just don't understand it.
Last season was amazing. Well, we talked about that. Last season of Agents was some of the best TV I watched last year.
It was pretty phenomenal.
They just want a ghostwriter. That's like they were expecting one thing, and then we got 3 different arcs. That's what was crazy. You got the LMD arc and then the Agents of Hydra arc. You got what could have been 3 totally separate seasons in one season.
Correct.
So
yeah, it was dope. All right.
I don't know.
So,
but to get back on topic.
Yes. So I think you kind of covered Supergirl, and I'll probably check that out. It was just been a lack of time thing because I was even watching it a little bit there last season, and it was okay. I thought it was all right. It just wasn't my cup of tea. And then Flash has just been but the one I feel the most hurt by is Arrow, because that's always been my mainstay. Even the even the season with Olicity was dumb, but I think it was only that aspect that bring it down. This season, with the exception of these past 2 episodes with Deathstroke, has been subpar, and I think it's because of the dumb shit they're doing with Diggle.
Let's keep this straight so our listeners understand.
Yes.
We have nothing. Oliver Queen, Stephen Amell's Oliver Queen has been dead on. Like,
good.
Our issue isn't with him. Our issue is basically with the way things have been written lately, and they are actually taking Diggle down.
Yeah, they're shitting on Diggle.
Stupid.
Those writers are shitting all over Diggle, and it's not
Think
right.
they gonna kill him off this season?
No, God, no. I don't think they will. I just think they needed some sort of extra drama in there while they let Oliver go out and do the dad thing, which still bothers me a little bit, but I get it. I know that was the culmination of all of the end of last season was getting his son and making sure is everything okay. And now that the mom's dead, you got to take over. But
can I say something that's bugging?
Yeah.
That's really, really bugging me, like more than anything. He's worried about his son like crazy, right?
Okay.
Has everybody forgotten Thea's in a coma?
Yeah, and see now you're trying to I see what you're doing. You're trying to fucking piss me off right now, and I don't want it to happen, especially because you know how my soft spot for Thea. I love my Thea. She reminds me of my sister in general, so it's always been a soft spot. Fucking all right. Anyways, shitting on Diggle.
I mean,
you know they're making what they're doing Diggle like they did Tom Cruise in Minority Report, where he's just so broken down that he's secretly doing drugs.
Whoa, you went to Minority Report.
I went to Minority Report. It was unnecessary storyline that doesn't need to happen.
We talked about this. We talked about yesterday, I believe, in a conversation about a different way they could have did the same exact storyline, but had it more impactful by him coming to Mr. Terrific and Black Canary, and them are the only two that know what's going on between the three of them. He doesn't even let his wife know that he has the nerve down, and them trying to create something that helps him with that, and him being addicted to that, and Mr. Terrific trying to tell him, don't, you know what I'm saying, don't do it anymore, something else, and him, you know what I'm saying, forcing them to keep him doing it because he needs it, because Team Arrow needs him. Like, that dynamic with breaking the team into like parts, you know what I'm saying, and people not trusting each other, like that would have been a better dynamic than him going to an alley to buy shoot up.
Yeah,
and then them classify it as a steroid.
See, and that's another thing, because the show was trying to oh God, oh no, Diggle's on drugs, but then try to retcon that later by saying that, oh, I thought I was taking experimental steroid, and it was only it was just in the final release before the FDA approved it, whatever. No. Diggle is way too smart for that. I don't care if he's fiending the stuff to fix his nerve damage issue, but he's not an idiot. He's been around drugs in the military, and you saw a whole story arc that went through that. He doesn't deal with it. He doesn't take that shit. So for him to be buying something in a back alley, secretly shooting up, you know whatever you're doing is wrong, and you can't just come back later and say, I thought it was an FDA drug that was just hadn't been fully approved yet. Don't give me that shit.
This is what I get. All right. There's plenty other things they could have did. Like, my thing would have been with them, it'd have been better for him to tell Oliver he couldn't do it. Force Oliver had to be the Arrow, or even better, since he is coming back later in the season, we could add more episodes of Roy Harper, where they had to go out, bring him back to let him put on the Green Arrow outfit to go out there. You know what I'm saying? To take over everything while they're trying to do the whole Diggle thing.
Perfect. It would have been perfect. It would have been the best way to bring Roy Harper back in to the show, especially since he went out there before and did his Green Arrow thing. You know, when they were making the switch from the Vigilante to being Arrow, and then Arrow to Green Arrow. He was the guy who took over the mantle for that little bit. so that the first time that Oliver was in all this mess, he could get out of it. And that would have been, I didn't even think of that. Now I'm really angry by how this is going on because we already heard that he was going to be a part of this. This would have been the best way to bring him into it.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially since he's done with his Teen Wolf, which I'm really upset about that. He was in 2 episodes. Come on, man.
Well,
2 episodes of Teen Wolf.
No, he also did a major arc in American Horror Story this season. I know you don't watch that, but he was in that quite a bit. Played kind of a major role in the first, like, I think 5 episodes, 6 episodes before, spoiler alert, before he ended up getting killed off. And he looked weird.
Come back to Arrow.
Yeah, so he can come back to Arrow. He looked weird, man. He went completely bleach blonde for the show. And it looked weird. It looked really weird.
No, that's cool. The man can act, though. I gotta give it to him. He can actually act. Man can act.
Yeah, it was good.
I give him. I love all his work that he does, and you know what? Just for that, Mike, that's something that actually made me go watch those 5 episodes of American Horror Story.
Yeah, you'll see him pop up, and I was watching it because Camille doesn't watch Arrow, but we were watching that first episode, and he just popped up, kind of damn near cameo style. He plays a cop, you know. And it was just a little bit, and then you see him a little more in 2 and a little more in 3, and then like the last 2 episodes he's in, he's actually getting lines and story. And I don't know if you're gonna like it because of some of the things that happen in there, but of course he was good. He was very good.
Yeah. So at least Arrow has the promise that Arrow always gets better. Arrow tends to always, show's been on for a while, understands what it is. It's already trying to fix the Diggle thing, but why cause more problems in their marriage? Their daughter's already been turned into a son. You know, wife's taking over Argus. They don't seem like they see each other a lot anyway. And you got him lying to his wife.
I still love, and I'm sorry, but that's an actual marital issue that people have to deal with. We used to have a daughter. We never knew her as a daughter. We've only known we had a son because of fucking Barry. Goddamn Barry Allen.
Right.
Hashtag so blame it on Barry.
Exactly. The best. I mean, I don't know, man. The Oliver's son gets it best, but you have to feel for him and understand what he's going through. But that whole "my dad's the bad man" thing is stupid.
Yeah.
You know your dad risked his life to save you. You saw what was going on. So I don't deal with that. What is that? That PDST or PT, traumatic stress syndrome. I guess if I've said it out, I get it right.
You'll get it. You'll get it, buddy. Keep going.
That I don't deal with going through that. I understand Black Canaries. I understand Diggle. You know what I'm saying? But the kid, that kid is so annoying. But they fixed that with bringing Felicity back into Oliver's life and having Felicity deal with the kid. He's more tolerable now because she's around.
Yeah. And in all honesty, it feels like as much as they are using the kid as a plot device to get Diggle into the outfit, I think it's also a plot device for them to get Felicity back in Oliver's life. Like, that's how the writers were using that kid for those 2 purposes. And I mean, at least Felicity's been good this season. Well, you know what? I think everyone has been good this season. It seems like they're working so good together. Dinah has been fantastic. Mr. Terrific, who I've never liked, has been really good. And side note, again, I'm pretty freaking sure they've been listening to this podcast because he no longer rocks the braids. Did you see that?
Yes, I saw that.
That he's just pulling it
the problem
back
with
into
that.
a
There's no way he's
ponytail.
braiding his hair that fast.
There's no way. There's no way
Yes.
he's braiding. There's no way he's getting those perfect cornrows in the moment when Oliver goes. Because look, Oliver wasn't standing for their chit chat as it was. So when he says suit up, and you're like, all right, I gotta hold on. I'm gonna go to my sister's house real quick, and she's gonna braid me up, and I'll meet you guys there. Is that okay? Can I just meet you guys there? It'll be about 2 hours. I know it's a rush, but just let me know where you're going. I'll meet you there. He wasn't gonna stand for that.
Right. This ain't no little girl's hair who's getting her hair put in some French braids right quick.
Yes.
She on her way to school, like some quickie thing.
Yes.
These were actual like legit done cornrows, and I think once he even had a design in it. Like, come on, man. Come on.
He went to Snoop's.
Put a hat on that man's head. Yeah. Hat on that man's head. Give him something to cover his head. Give him a mask like Diggle. But nah, they just started putting him back in the ponytail, which to me, he should be the most recognizable.
No.
Like, you should know who that is.
Black Canary, I think, is even more because no one knew who he was, before, really. I mean, unless you worked in the office at Palmer Tech, then you didn't really know who he was. He was just the nerd who designed stuff, and he was always in the lab. You wouldn't have known him. Now, Dinah on the police force, and it's not like she's just a
not
black
on
and white
running.
Anymore. Running
police force.
Running these task force. There's no way you're not going to notice who she is because she literally just.
And she doesn't even put on a wig.
No, she just puts on the damn mask.
I said she don't even put on a wig.
I know. She just puts on the leftover mask from the end of Batman and Robin that Alicia Silverstone wore. It's a leftover prop from the DC vault.
He said the leftover Alicia Silverstone mask.
Look at it.
Bro.
Look at it and tell me I'm lying.
It is. And I know you have a problem with this too. That Black Siren knows who the Green Arrow is. Knows it's Oliver. Looks at Diggle in the suit and goes, "There's something different about you."
See, I don't know if they were trying to play that for laughs or whether that was supposed to be a serious thing.
No, nobody realizes this man is black. I'm like,
nobody.
They all, it's the Green Arrow. Like, you can't tell that this man is a totally different complexion from who was in the suit before.
And listen, not just
it
complexion.
Makes no sense.
Not just complexion. There is no way he fits into Oliver's suit. He is twice as big as Oliver can ever hope to be. So, did he go back and have Cisco make him a new suit too? Did he do that? Because there's no way he's fitting in that Green Arrow outfit. It's not. He even better at the end of this last episode when he walked up after he finally told everyone that he was on the drugs, but now he's off them and he's going to be okay. When he walks up and down those stairs, he walks up to the Arrow suit. That Arrow suit is still Oliver sized. You are not fitting into that outfit. It's not. Something's not buttoning. Something's not going to zip. It's not happening.
No, when he takes like 2 minutes to load it. Like, you could have just let him keep the pistol. Like, let him keep a pistol. Because, like, it's no way he's killing people when he's got a... Oh, hold on. Wait. I'm not Daryl. This is going to take me a second. Hold on.
Well, no. They did design that for him, though. It has the cartridge underneath. So every time he shoots it, it automatically pops back and another arrow pops in. That being said, it's still
I saw him
dumb.
load that. Yeah, it's stupid. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling his drug dealer being like all super powerful and tapped in. Like, they're just making stuff up, yo.
Yeah,
just making stuff up, and I'm not. Nah.
So
other than Oliver Felicity, I don't know.
I guess. Go ahead.
The Deathstroke episodes were dope. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like,
the title screen should have just popped up and said Deathstroke.
We've shit it, man. If that damn title screen would have just shown like a sword swipe through and then it just says Deathstroke, then that would have been great. But that being said, I do want to stop shitting on the show because it still has a whole lot of time to get better, and who knows how we'll feel about it by the end of the season. Because I mean, this happened last season where I thought it started off shitty, and then it just ended really well. But those 2 episodes with Deathstroke have been amazing. Yeah, amazing. Technically, we're not shitting on the show; we're shitting on the writers. That's true too. I mean, because these guys have been the best that they have. Wild Dog's been great. These actors have been the best that they've ever been. You can tell their chemistry is through the roof now. They've been working together as a team. Like, this team has actually been working together for quite a while. They're doing a hell of a job, and it's just these storylines are terrible just because they're trying to build up to something else. Yeah, the only bad thing about Wild Dog being so good is that Thea had to go into a coma for him to have a position on the show where he could elevate. I mean, you know what? It's sad when we're getting more screen time from Dinah's ex-love, who we all thought was dead, and he's the one who turns out to be the vigilante. That's dumb. And the fact that we're getting more screen time from that fucker than we are Thea. That's... And I know it's a thing with the actors.
They got that reveal this early. We shouldn't have got the reveal this early. On that should have been a slow. Everything they want to slow burn on these shows should have been a slow burn. That should have been a mystery. We should have got revealed like at the mid-season finale. You know what I'm saying? Going something like that. It shouldn't have been this early.
Yeah.
I feel like the drop and the stupid. Excuse me. As you guys know, I am African American. I love when I get roles. But I don't know who the hell is playing this FBI agent, but they need her ass off the show right now because she is horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible.
She's pretty bad.
Like she watched 80 episodes of Law and Order and was like, I could do this now.
Yeah. Yeah. And what's funnier is that they want you to feel like this is an Amanda Waller, and she's not.
Nowhere near. The skinny Amanda Waller.
Yeah.
They had it to her. We used to be mad. It's like, why do they have a skinny Amanda Waller?
Yeah, but she was so good, so it didn't matter after like the first 2 episodes that she was in. I didn't even care anymore. I'd rather her as Amanda Waller than was it Viola Davis that they picked for the movie for Suicide Squad?
Yeah, Viola Davis was.
And Viola Davis was
she was bad.
And Viola Davis was the best part of that movie, and I still think
that's what I'm saying.
TV.
Think about. I don't know. Like Will Smith, he made the best of that role that he was given.
No, he just Will Smithed it.
I don't know. Maybe it was the backstory.
Was it?
Yeah, he was. It was the backstory. I think it was the whole thing with him and his daughter, and he had the best lines. But then again, when you're Will Smith, you're gonna get the best lines.
Well, you just kind of ad-lib at will.
Yeah, so maybe because that's Will Smith. You can't get Will Smith credit because it's Will Smith. You're right.
Right. Viola Davis was good.
You're right. She was good. Well, she was as good as she could be, but she still wasn't Amanda Waller. She was Viola Davis in a movie. That's exactly what she was. She was.
Oh, Viola, friend of the show, we love you. Shout out to Viola Davis.
Definitely.
Sorry,
role she's in, she's cool, but she's always Viola Davis.
Yeah, I had to get my Joe Budden on there for a second. I apologize.
Right.
So then, I guess
Joe Budden, friend of the show.
Joe Budden, friend of the show. Shout out. Congratulations.
Friend of the show, but congrats on the baby. But I beef with you. I'm talking about that Thor wasn't going to, you know what I'm saying, make any money, man.
Oh, well, they're even talking about Black Panther, except for Maul. None of them thought Black Panther is going to break all the records. And Maul's on it. Black Panther is going to break all the records.
All of them. It was like, only black people. Nah.
No, not at all.
It's black people. It's going to be a whole movement coming to see this movie.
Man, I want to see it so bad. That's neither here nor there. So, the best show that we've had right now, well, I don't know. You really like Gifted. I know. God damn it, man. Why is the best show in the Arrowverse right now fucking Legends of Tomorrow? Why is this
motherfucking tomorrow?
Why is this happening to me right now? I feel like someone's spiting me, specifically me.
And that's without getting shots of Sarah's butt.
Yeah.
There have been no prolonged in this season.
No, and she even updated her outfit to the real like White Canary outfit too.
Yes. Yes.
And now, that being said, this last episode reminded me why I used to hate this fucking show. This last episode had a bunch of stuff in it where I'm like, you could have. Why didn't we start with that? No, was it? It might have been the one right before this where Rip. Everything's going haywire, and Damien Dark came back. Yeah, it was 2 episodes ago. Damien Dark comes back to life, and people are dying. People have been dying for a full commercial break, and then all of a sudden, towards the end, then Rip decides to throw this device in the air that pauses all time. why the fuck didn't we start with this? You run in, you see what's going to happen. You have a device that stops all of time like fucking Prince of Persia, and we're just seeing this right now? No, I'm not okay with that.
I have the answer to that question, and you're not going to like it.
I'm not going to like it because there is no good answer.
There's a great answer.
Go ahead.
Because Rip forgot that he had the device, because at the time that he would have used, Barry was coming out of the Speed Force.
Stop.
And it fucked everything up.
Stop. I'm all for blaming Barry, but this is just stupid writing.
I tried to help, but
you did. You tried.
Nah,
I'll give you credit.
They're depending on the storyline and on the legends too much. Rip has all the power in the world to stop all of everything that's going on, but he's depending on the legends to find out some horrible thing that's finna happen, because he doesn't feel like he could defeat this without them. At any time, Rip could go back through time, grab Oliver, Supergirl, you know what I'm saying, go grab a real superhero squad out of any time and solve any problem. So I'm not getting this.
Agreed. And it's the whole thing of it started off the way they were playing this at the beginning was that Rip and his team didn't want them to be a part of it, but they were going to be a part of it anyways, and they were keeping all of this a secret. But then now it doesn't make as much sense when you are officially telling your whole team that you started that it has to be the Legends to do this. I mean, really, how does that make your team feel? And what does that say about everything you had accomplished over 5 years, that you did nothing over the past 5 years that was worth a damn?
That's his first in command. Oh, girl. This is starting to make her really salty. You can see it.
Yeah, for sure.
She doesn't like Sarah at all. Respects her, but doesn't like Sarah.
They've had some really good scenes together. Them two have been funny together.
Well, the one scene where they fought and they took a break, drank tea away. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just sat there and chill before they started fighting again.
And no. They didn't start fighting again. The fucking tiger walked in and then wasn't shrunk anymore. Remember they were sitting down and the saber-tooth, the shrunken saber-tooth walks in. And I was like, meow. And then all of a sudden went back to normal size. That's what happened. They did take their break to get something to drink.
Right.
That was hilarious. Right.
And come to find it, the best episode of Legends I like so far is the first one. It was something about Sarah working at Bed Bath & Beyond throwing knives. Oh, wherever she was.
Oh my God.
Them talk. Captain Steele's, Master Steele, Uncle Steele, whatever the name is now. His mom's sandwiches.
Oh yeah. You
gotta have one. His mom.
Gotta. It had been really good.
And then Ray developing an app, a dating app. That's really good. You know what I'm saying? Right? It was entertaining.
Yeah,
because it made fun of something. It made fun of everything. That it was a pop culture episode. Yeah. It was something that I felt like we would have saw on The Office or something like that. Just the episode just making fun of everything.
Right.
And to me, that's the episode. The next one that I really liked was probably. I was fond of the zombie episode. I was really fond.
I was fine with that.
And the one where they found, the one right before that, I think that was 2 episodes that ran, where they found old girl who had the other talisman.
Oh yeah.
And they were fighting the chick that could turn into the water.
That was pretty cool.
Those are the best 3 episodes they had. Everything else has just been. And think about it. We're saying Legends has been the best show. I'm giving you 3 really good episodes.
Yeah.
So what is about the other shows?
Exactly, and that's kind of where I've been at. And even I this last episode annoyed me on a couple levels, but it wasn't a bad episode. Just unfortunately, like the other shows, they don't have as many good actors on Legends as they do these other shows. Because the whole thing, and again, spoilers if you haven't watched any, if you're not caught up to date on this very last episode of Legends, but they do the Freaky Friday between Professor Stein and Jackson. And Professor Stein's a good enough actor to do Jackson, but Jackson cannot act for shit. So him doing Stein is one of the most nails on chalkboard events of my life. It was awful. It was absolutely awful.
This was something, if they were going to do something like this, it should have been Captain Steele and Ray Palmer to switch bodies.
Exactly.
Or even Ray, the better actress, which was Stein. I understand what they're trying to do because they're trying to split them, which right. I like how they're going about that storyline of splitting them up.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
That's really good to let, and I like how they're building it up with Stein's daughter having a baby. Like they're giving him a reason to want to go home.
Yep.
Even before they decide what they want to do, but he has his commitment to his crew, and has that thing where he's in a time machine. He can go home at any time and not miss anything.
Exactly.
You know, so see Jackson actually go to other people like, I need you to help me break up Firestorm.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm as if it's going to be him. Well, they can never have Firestorm be one person. So do they bring back, or do they find somebody else?
What is Robbie Amell doing these days? Do you know?
As far as I know, nothing.
I know he was working on that, whatever that Section 8 is. That the name of that movie that him and Stephen Amell were crowdfunding for?
Yeah, he's got that, and he's got the wine that he's doing with his cousin, I believe. But I don't believe he's not. He can't be in Toronto filming.
Right.
Because to be honest with you, I liked him with Firestorm more than I like. Jackson, but Jackson's grown on me because he's a part of the crew. Now you know what I'm saying. Like the crew doesn't succeed at shit without Jack. He has a role to play being the mechanic. How he learned how to fucking fix a FTL drive on a time traveling space in a couple of months, I have no idea.
You know how.
I don't know. I don't know.
Because the show
I have no idea.
Fucking stupid 2 seasons ago. That's how it happened. Because the show was dumb as fuck 2 seasons ago. That's how that got by.
I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I'm watching a show right now. It only lasted 3 seasons. Came on Sci-Fi called Dark Matter.
Yeah.
And while I'm watching this show is exactly what Legends should have been.
I never did watch it. I heard it was good.
This is exactly what Legends should have been. And I'm watching it like, wow. Like, that's Jackson. That's like, I kind of feel like they copied the show.
Gotcha.
And I'm mad that only got 3 seasons. And as much as I like Legends, and you know I like the actors, that Dark longer on, right. But Legend still is. You see what I'm saying? I don't know, man. We always know what's going to pick up after the crossover. Yeah. The crossover should be very good. I like the fact that they're doing Supergirl then Arrow right after each other on Monday. So they're not going to make us wait.
That's going to be pretty good.
Yeah. And then it's Flash and then Legends the following Tuesday. So they're keeping it in 2 days. Almost 4 like they used to. They're doing 2 days, 4 hours, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to it. They're gonna have a lot of heroes. It's gonna be a lot of leather.
Oh, so much leather, and as so much leather, and as Brother Manu puts it, a lot of resting bitch face, because in order to be a part of it, you have to also have resting bitch face.
Right. Oh, resting bitch face and confused Felicity face.
And confused. Oh God. The most. She has all the confused of faces in that shot.
No. Did you see the promo for that shot? Like, Oliver had to step in the front with his resting bitch face and be like, "I have on the most leather."
Yeah.
I win.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Head and all. Like, dude, you're hot. Like, you're pause. You're attractive man, but I mean as far as sweating and fuck, I'm not gonna be able to win this statement that I'm making. But he looks like he's really hot.
And
so,
I just want to clarify. You do know that's probably going to be our code open now, right? Just so you know, so you're not surprised tomorrow.
No, that's cool as long as it's not the other thing. We're good.
Yeah, no, you're straight.
No, but the shows have been really good. I'm looking forward to what happens in the future. But selfless plug compared to what I've gotten from the first couple of episodes from The Gifted. And and it might just be because The Gifted is a new show that everything's not really, because it's really just X-Men with a bunch of characters we don't know. But it's the way they're writing. Fox has either been watching what these other shows have been doing and correcting the problems, but the Gifted has been on a roll. They haven't, and I was hoping after we had such a great end to Arrow last season that it would just hit the ground running. Plan them setting up what's going on, so I'm not tripping. But I'm still to the point like I don't know who's the big bad going on. You know what I'm saying? We still don't have that. We don't even know who the hell our villain is in Arrow yet.
Yeah,
it's just a bunch of
that is true.
It's just a bunch of random people.
Well, sadly, I think no. Well, here's the thing. I think they're doing the mayor. They're really pushing the mayor storyline the way they did, obviously, in the comics. And that whole time, they had a lot of who is Oliver Queen? Is he secretly whoever? So I think the villain, the villain that we're getting in this first half of the season is him being outed and being tracked by the FBI.
Yeah, I could see that.
I mean, I kind of feel like that's where it's going. She's the reason that all this stuff is some of these things are falling into place. And to be honest, I think she's more than just an FBI agent. That's my guesstimate. I think she is more than just an FBI agent. She has there's somebody else involved that's pushing her to do what she's doing.
I can see that.
Yeah. So I don't know who's pushing her buttons. I mean, I don't know. I don't know, man. They're running through bad guys and rogue galleries, and it's kind of interesting to see where they're gonna go, or if there isn't a major villain that they even want to have as this first half of the season, other than just the Law being the villain. But it needs, for me, it needs to do something, and they need to not rely just on Deathstroke.
I'm still waiting on a villain that is really crossing over to the show. That's the villain. I'm waiting for the master behind everything that's going on. I'm waiting on them to pull one of them. But I don't know, man. I'm telling you right now, the Thinker. Because I didn't want to talk about it because I didn't want to trash Flash anymore. But the Thinker is pissing me off. And from the previews of this next episode, I don't, bro. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling him as a villain at all.
Yeah. I don't know.
I didn't like him in the comics. So
well, see, you know what? I didn't read a whole lot of Flash. I'll be honest. I just read major story arcs and shit like that. But I think it might change up a little bit now that you put a human thing on him, because the sitting in the room with all that stuff, it looks kind of ridiculous to me.
My thing is he in the future? Is he in the future running his past?
No, I think everything that we've seen so far.
That's what I want to know.
No, I think everything we've seen so far has been in some sort of, Matrix almost. Like it's him and his wife are in this magical world, and that's where they're doing all this calculating. So all the things you've seen so far have been some sort of way in his mind, and maybe even the wife doesn't have the idea. Like, she's not actually in his mind, but he has a computer program or something that is his wife in his mind. I don't know.
Maybe she's an android.
Maybe they're just gonna rip off as many things from another really good show that we liked as they can.
You mean Firefly?
Yeah. That's it, Firefly. No, I meant Prison Break.
That too.
All right, so to touch on a little news talking about Prison Break, did you see that we might be losing what the fuck is his name now? Wen Miller as Snart? Like, he let out that tweet that he's finishing off the last episodes that we'll ever see Snart in. Am I alone in being upset by that? I know you didn't. I know. I always liked him. I liked him as
I liked him.
You know, like
I didn't like
anti-hero. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm alone in this. I did really enjoy Snart and everything he kind of bring to the show when he did. I thought he was always good to kind of drop in and, I mean, for instance, the episode last season where he had to help them break into Argus to get the damn weapon from King Shark. I thought that was perfect for him. Comes in, does a good episode, does a decent acting job, and then drop him back off his timeline. You know.
Yeah, that was a really good episode. That was a really good episode. I think him. It's a thing where maybe even all with the character he could do for the character.
Maybe
I always take him back.
Yeah, no shit.
I think Heatstroke has found his niche to the point where he's not as annoying anymore. Like, correct. He knows his role.
Very much so. When he was doing,
so it's not bothering me.
When he went fucking ham on all the clowns.
Yeah.
Him going ham on
I hate clowns.
I hate clowns. Him going ham on clowns and him being way too interested in killing vampires was two of the best things that I've seen from him. Are we not killing vampires anymore? It was fantastic.
No, when he was in Aruba, he finally got to Aruba and he was just chilling. And who'd he find? Napoleon just rides up on a...
Yeah, fucking Napoleon. That didn't piss me off as much as I thought it would.
So they're writing him a lot. He's just, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, he found his niche and what works for him. And I'm glad about that. And maybe that'll help ease the fact that Snark's not there. And the fact that they're already replacing, do you think the new girl with the talisman is a replacement?
I don't know. I think she's a potential replacement that they wanted to introduce her to see if it works. And they haven't given her a whole lot to do, really, so it's too early to tell if it's going to work or not. But, I mean, it could.
She's doing a team building with Ray. To me, she could end up as a love interest.
Yeah, but they don't need that.
No, he doesn't need a love interest. Let that man... Yeah. Let him be more of the Adam, because that is badass.
Well, he had his love interest and then lost it last season.
Yeah. He also lost Felicity too, but again, that's the power of Stephen Amell.
Yeah. Nothing like nothing more Mr. Stew Your Girl than Salmon Ladders, just because.
Right. I'm tripping off when she tried to do that shit herself. I was laughing.
That shit was
sick. The fact he really did that as American, you know what I'm saying, American Ninja Warrior, that he really set up there and did that damn salmon ladder.
Dude, shout out to Stephen Amell for killing it when he went out there and did that.
Oh, by the way, he went Ring of Honor pay-per-view. He is now a member of the Bullet Club, I'm guessing, or honorary member of the Bullet Club, one of the biggest factions in the world. They're real huge in Japan. They're basically they're to the point right now they're bigger than what the NWO was.
Okay.
To the point where he has his own T-shirt.
Yeah, I saw those shirts.
The Vigilante Club.
Yeah, that was pretty dope. You sent me a picture of that and that you ordered one. Those are pretty dope shirts.
Yeah, but they won their match last night. He was the fourth member of the club, and they won their match last night. On this wrestling thing, it's just he has his loyalty. He was, he had a match with Cody Stardust in the WWE. We saw all over the place. Cody is the Ring of Honor heavyweight champion, and he wrestled on Cody's team. So instead of going back to the WWE for a pay, he went to ROH and performed with his friend. So I want to commend him for that, because there's a lot of people that won't do that. They'll go for the payday, because doing something like that means he might not get WWE, which is not like he needs it.
No, hell no. No, he's
big up.
Yeah, for sure.
Big ups to him for he love and giving fans what they want to see.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, he's been pretty
now if we could just get Jason David Frank fight, I'll be very happy.
Oh Jesus. You and your JDF.
Don't act like that ain't the man. Like he ain't the man.
Hey man,
that's the man.
Listen, I can't hate on him. I can just make fun of you for loving him. That's all.
Yeah, don't do it. He's taking over power. He's taking over trend. He already had Power Rangers. He's taking over the comic universe, bringing stuff live action. You know what I'm saying, with the whole Bloodshot thing.
Yeah.
And now he's even a trans.
He's a what?
He's a Transformer.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He's voicing one of the Transformers.
Gotcha.
Series.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Now you know, and no one's half the battle. I was waiting.
Oh, you know I got you. You know I got you.
So, everything's going good, man. These shows haven't lived up to the expectations that we're used to. Are still at least they're still entertaining to watch.
Yeah, for sure. I'm still watching them.
Yeah, it's not like Inhumans.
You know,
we had to struggle to watch it.
We've had a couple of people in the group, the syfytology group, that really liked it.
Yeah, but those are the same people that station over Xbox.
I don't know why we had to turn this into a PS4 versus Xbox One. I don't know why we had to turn it into that, but I'll laugh anyways because I think it's funny.
Nah, it's nothing. Humans was for us. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is such the prominent show as far as network, and then the Netflix shows are done such a way that Inhumans didn't fit in the world that was already built.
Yeah.
And that was the issue. And the other issue is half the people who are into these comics and everything, who are watching these shows, stuff, okay, Inhuman is, other than what they saw in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And you didn't get a lot of that in the show. So
yeah.
My thing is, they were going to go with the Inhumans. Their best bet was, even though a lot of people would have caught, you know what I'm saying, cuss Marvel out and had a lot of problems with it, easy to face it in Inhumans, and you build everything around her.
Yeah,
you go into the kingdom later.
Yeah, and I think they kind of went about it wrong. Maybe if they, well, here's the problem, that Inhumans was supposed to be this movie for so long, so I don't think they cared exactly what the show was doing with it necessarily. But then all of a sudden, certain people take over, certain people lose their babies, as you will, because the movie was supposed to be one specific guy who was in charge, really, really, really wanted to make it. So that's why it was going to happen. But once he left, it got taken off the table, and they just kind of decided to go the show route with it. But if they knew ahead of time that they were going to be doing the show, they could have approached it on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. better or differently, because they went to major lengths to set up this whole universe where all of the Inhumans are made and raised and taught how to use their powers in that mountain area with Daisy's mom. Like that's where they existed.
No, I get you on that, but it could have still worked because the that was built on the moon never had anything to do with the Inhumans on Earth. They never been, so they could have still got around that. But you do a spinoff. You do the same way Arrow worked with Flash. You do the same way they went into Legends. You know, you do the side to do Black Canary, and you know what I'm saying? Like you find out there's humans on the moon, and you send Daisy and Coast in there to see what's going on. And that's how you set up that Inhuman show. You don't bring Inhumans on until after maybe the middle of this season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., since this whole season gonna deal with them being in space anyway.
Right.
That's the way I would have did it, but they don't listen.
And typically
they don't listen to us all the time.
Typically, when shows want to do spin-offs, that's exactly what they do. They could have introduced one or two characters who were going to be in the Inhuman show, gave them smaller story arcs within Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and then go, hey, you remember those characters that had a dope-ass story arc? This is their story. And then you kick off the Inhumans. But yeah, they didn't do it. I don't think they wanted to do it in the beginning. That was the thing. They didn't want to do this show. I just think they committed to it and didn't want to back down.
I'm going to be totally honest with you. They have a chance to fix it.
Yeah, well,
they really do.
Anything has a chance to fix it. The first season 1 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. wasn't very good.
No, but I'm talking about like just Disney's going to start its own streaming service. If I reestablish the Inhumans by using Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and then try to relaunch another Inhuman show on their streaming service.
Right.
If they wanted to and do it that way. It's just, to me, it was just not something meant for network television. And Humans probably would have been better off being on Netflix. You know what I'm saying? Or something like that. But it just wasn't good. Why I got you here before we get off, what did you think of
Pause. Or what was the question again?
Why did you pause me?
Because you said while I got you here before we get off. I said pause.
Oh, yeah, okay. I see that now. Okay. What did you wow. You just hit me with that Goku.
Yeah.
But I said, what did you think of the Defenders?
I liked it. I thought it was mostly good. I think it's the same. It suffered from the same issues that I think the other series, like most of the other series have dealt with, is that, you know, the other ones, they made 13 episodes. They didn't need 13 episodes. They probably could have done it in 8. So when I saw that Defenders was only going to be 8, I'm like, fucking perfect. This is great. So then I think the 8 that Defenders was possibly could have been done in 6 or 7. Now, that being said, I thought I know people were fucking going batshit over it. Some people hated it. I thought those first 3 episodes of Defenders was crazy good. The fight scenes were good. The introductions were hilarious when they needed to be, and serious when they needed to be. They definitely rectified what a lot of people had issues with on Iron Fist, which I liked Iron Fist anyways. I thought it was okay. It was like a 7 out of 10, but they definitely rectified a lot of Iron Fist things. And the best part about Defenders is that Misty finally lost her fucking arm.
Yes.
That's what I took away from the whole series. I thought it was great. I thought it was really cool, everything they did. And the story was okay. It was all right. It was kind of stupid to have dragon bones in the bottom of the city, and that's what they've been working towards this whole time. But I can let it go because it is literally it's a show based off comic book characters. There's some shit that doesn't make sense. That's just how it is. But Misty lost her arm. I thought for a quick second they were going to do what they did to us in Luke Cage, where she didn't lose it. She was just okay, and it was just a little nerve damage, but she was fine. She lost her arm, and that makes me so happy. I know that's a terrible thing to say, but now now I want to see where it's going to go for Luke Cage season 2.
No, I totally get you on that. I like the fact that the second season of Luke Cage is going to have Danny in it.
Yeah.
To get, what I'm saying, to build their relationship. So hopefully we could just not have their separate shows and just end up with a Heroes for Hire show soon where you always see the two of them together. But I got a lot of growth from Danny. A lot of the people upset that he was loudish and loud and whiny and stuff like that. Let the man develop. Like, he's just coming into being who he was. And the fact that it took them thinking that Daredevil died. Spoiler. I should say spoiler before that.
Spoiler.
Yeah. that it took them thinking that Daredevil died for him to step up and be what he needed to be. You talked about before, he's going to end up being the heart of this team anyway.
Yeah.
Whereas you get Daredevil as the leader, he's the heart.
Yep.
Came together to start off with, and that's what people have to get to. Danny Rand has always been it takes to where he's going to get to. I mean, even in the comics, it took Iron Fist a while to develop into what he is today as far as Iron Fist in the comics.
Right.
So don't bag on Finn's performance, you know what I'm saying, of him as much as most people do. I was more upset that we didn't get character development from Jessica Jones as I wanted. It was just really just Jessica Jones being Jessica Jones, and with us only having one season or show, I really wanted to see her step up and develop a little bit more, especially after everything she's been through. Although I did like the little lingering sex appeal that her Cage had with each other. You know what I'm saying? Like,
she even asked him if you want to go get coffee.
Yeah. So that was cool. But I'm interested in seeing if they go forward with another Defenders, or if they just shoot for the hero.
I don't know. I think we're gonna have to wait to see where Daredevil season 3 goes. And I mean, really, it also comes down to what exactly happened to Madame Gao, because spoiler alerts. There's no such thing in these shows as an off-screen death. You can't just have an off-screen death in a comic book movie. If you don't see it happen, it didn't happen. So we know all the other fingers are dead now, with the exception of Madame Gao for sure. And I guess maybe you want to toss in, oh my God, what's the girl's name? Daredevil's girlfriend. Why did I just blank on her name? Elektra. Jesus, why did I just blank on her name? We gotta see exactly.
Out of all the people in the show, I don't know how you blanked on her.
I know, right? Yeah, I mean, it's all gonna see what happens with her too. Exactly what she's doing now, and if she's still gonna be an evil bitch, or if she's gonna come around and maybe help out a little bit. Who knows?
Well, Elektra's becoming Elektra we know now.
Yeah.
Because she's been brought back to life. Like, so she's coming into who we know. So I wouldn't be surprised if you don't see her. Like, that's because that's how I feel Disney thinks. And I might be wrong because I'm not pause or anything like that.
No, we're mostly right.
Yeah. If they do the heroes, they don't need an Iron Fist season 2. No. I mean, they kind of do, but they don't, because they can do that in Heroes for Hire with him trying to figure out what's going on Kung Lao and all that. Right. Is it Kung Lao?
Yeah.
I say Kung Lao. I'm thinking, whoa. Kung Long. See, I'm in my Mortal Kombat mode right now.
Yeah, apparently.
But they could solve all that with Luke Cage helping him, Right. But that could easily be replaced. All stuff could easily be replaced with Elektra solo.
I don't know that I want to see an electric show. Electric. Oh my God, an Elektra. I don't know if I want to see a solo series from Elektra.
Well, a lot of people didn't want to see a Punisher solo series, but look how good
No, I don't know anybody who didn't want to see a Punisher solo series.
There's a lot of people who didn't want to see it until after they saw Punisher and Daredevil.
They need to fucking shun those people in public. Shame. Shame. Ding 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 ding. Shame. Because I'm only granted, and this just came out yesterday. At the time of recording this, we just really dropped yesterday. And I'm 3 episodes in, and this show's fucking great. It is the best start.
I'm 6 in.
Dude, it is. Are you really? It's the best start so far since Jessica Jones. Into
I'm saying, and Jessica Jones was good.
It was so good.
The Jessica Jones season 1 was probably the best written. Well, I haven't finished watching Punisher, so I'm not going to include that.
Right.
Of all the shows that we had, Jessica Jones is the best acted show.
Absolutely.
It was just good, hands down. It doesn't get enough credit. Like, people don't even know Jessica Jones is part of the Netflix Marvel universe. I was at work, and it's a young lady at work who's really into the shows. Like, she knows nothing about Marvel. She just watches stuff on Netflix and got into the Marvel TV shows on Netflix. Had no idea who Jessica Jones was. Went home one weekend, binged it, came back and hugged me.
It was great. It was so good. It was so fucking good.
So I'm so looking forward to season 2 of that.
Yes, they can run a series for her as long as she wants. But now it's another thing of my question of one of the issues I've always had within the Marvel Cinematic Universe is you have, like, say, Iron Man 3. You know, so much had happened before Iron Man 3 where he already knew all these other superheroes. Dealing with the Mandarin should have been something he could have easily called somebody else to help him. And I get it. You still got to make your solo movies. But
right
now that it seems like maybe they're getting smarter now that you have Luke Cage and Danny Rand are going to be in the show together, is this season 3 of Daredevil, how many other people are going to help him with what he's got to do? And vice versa, if we get another season, we got to find out where the hell
we got to find out where the hell he's at right now, though, to start off with. Well, he woke up somewhere he wasn't supposed to be.
Comic spoilers.
Just saved him, right?
Comic spoilers, they're following the story of his mother now, which I don't know how far they can take, but that could be cool, too. So, I don't know. I think we're going to have to see where the rest of this is going to be really
interesting. But I'm still more excited for Jessica Jones season 2 than anything. We're talking about just now, we're waiting on season 2 of Jessica Jones, and we're already going to season 3 of Daredevil.
I know.
That's what's crazy.
It does. It kind of sucks. Because she's such a good character.
She's a good actor. Like,
she is.
I've never liked anything else she's been in. And that's crazy. And when she got this role, I was like, oh my God, no.
No,
this was the role she was supposed to have.
No, yes, I agree with that. But Don't Trust the Bitch, Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23 was phenomenal.
I never watched it because it seemed like it wasn't something I was supposed to watch.
Okay, well, it probably isn't. But I'll say this. Watch the first 2 episodes and you'll laugh your ass off. I don't think you need to watch much more. It was really good, so if you like it, watch it. But watch the first 2 episodes because Vanderbeek is heavy in the show and he plays himself. So James Vanderbeek playing himself.
Okay.
And you get to see him being a man whore because of all these groupies that love Dawson's Creek. So you just kind of get a moment, and I'm not going to spoil the scene for you because the scene's hilarious, but you get to see him abusing the fact that he was Dawson with all these groupie girls. And there's there's really good scenes in the first 2 episodes that really deal with it. But after that, it was still a good sitcom. But watch those first 2 because those first 2 were really good.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. You talking about the same dude that still watching Big Bang? So I should like it.
Big Bang Theory is good.
Yeah, that's a totally different level of good.
Yeah, for sure.
Even though people are still has shit to do with syfytology and nerd shit. It's fucking Big Bang Theory, so shut up, people.
Exactly. All right, so
they're hate typing right now under the post.
Listen, man, I think we did it.
Yeah, we did it.
I think we did it.
Definitely did it.
I think we did it. All right, well, hey, why don't you tell the people where they can find us?
You already know, man. You can catch up with us at syfytology.com. As always, that's syfytology.com. Same thing on Twitter, syfytology, and the same thing over on Facebook, syfytology.
Yes, sir. And of course, make sure you guys stay tuned for any giveaways we have going on. We're giving away a canvas painting. From what I understand, brother Manu was able to get the winner for that. Probably announce it in the group. And then we got another one coming up that you guys definitely, especially if you're gamers, you are going to want to, I won't announce it yet, but you're going to want to definitely stay tuned and definitely follow us on Twitter for more information on that when it's available.
All we're going to say about it is there's a huge game coming out in January, one of the biggest games of the year, and you just need to stay tuned.
Yes, sir.
What's going to happen with that?
And we also have another project that I'm sorry, what is it now? I forgot already. Brother Goku Face Blast or some shit.
Brother Savage Goku.
Brother Savage Goku. I'm sure if you follow us on Twitter, you've been seeing hashtag NerdMix. But we got a major project, an album coming out very soon. It is complete now, putting the final touches. So definitely gonna love that, especially if you're into this nerd pop culture. It's been, dude. It's a really good time to be into this shit, man. I feel like we're no longer the minority.
We're not.
Yeah.
We run the world, nerds.
Oh, no.
We run the world, nerds.
No. Nope. And with that, I bid adieu to all of you, Planet Earth. Thank you again for tuning in. As always, I am Brother Tig, Brother Indy here, giving you everything you want to hear. And that's it, man, for the order.
For the order.